Welcome back, WeldTube family. I'm Andres Moya and I'm here with
David Ciriza, and today we're going to be showing you guys how to lay out and fit an I-beam to a pipe for a dummy leg.
Check out weldlive.com and shop all welding gear showed in this video.
Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know what a dummy leg is, you know, it's basically a structural member that's attached to, you know, the piping. It's directly welded onto the piping. These can be very tricky, as you can see. You're trying to put something square on round, then this has a curvature. Trying to figure out that cut and that layout, it can take some time if you're just trying to guess at it and eyeball it. A lot of times, you know, this needs to be flush on the certain side or up on top, depending on how you need it to be supported.
or dead center.
And sometimes it's dead center. The layout is really crucial to be able to make and cut this out. You have a good fit up and you get a nice good weld on here.
Making a template and drawing it out and then laying it out here saves you a lot of grinding and rework.
So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to lay this out on our fab table over here. Okay, so we're gonna start off here on our fab table. I've got a 2-foot square here, and I'm gonna start by marking it out here. We're gonna lay out our 90 on the table here. We're gonna be using a 6-inch 90. Gonna center punch right here on the corner. That's kind of gonna be our pivot point. And our takeoff for a 6-inch 90, you know, from end to center, is gonna be 9 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark out 9 inches. I'm gonna do the same this way. And then from here, I'm gonna do half my pipe of my 6-inch pipe and half the diameter of the pipe as well in this direction. Same on the bottom side. So it is 6 5/8. It's gonna be 3 5/16 for the half. And then we're gonna go ahead and mark this out. So with this tool here, you gotta be real gentle. And I'm just gonna double check right here. Make sure we do got 6 5/8. 6 5/8. So our 90's drawn correctly here on the table. So we've got our square here. I'm gonna line it up to the outside of our 90 and line it up with our line. Keep it nice and square. Got the upper line drawn out here. And I'm gonna measure our beam right quick. And it's gonna be 4 1/4. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw 2 marks, 4 1/4 down, and 4 1/4 down. Now with our straight edge, mark another line. So these 2 lines now are the outside of our I-beam. And for our template that we're gonna make, I'm gonna need to show the flange thickness here so I can make the template the correct size so it'll fall right in there. So I'm gonna go back, and it's 5/16 thick on our flange here. So it's just burning 1 right here. And I'm gonna mark basically 5/16. Same thing to the bottom line. Also on the far side. Again, we're gonna go with our straight edge. So now we're showing the thickness of our flanges here. And we're gonna make a template to fit this curvature right here. You know, I like doing this layout. It saves a lot of time grinding. So the next thing we're gonna be using is this facial plastic here. Use a clear facial plastic to make our template. So I'm gonna try to use one side so I don't have to do so much cutting. And now what we're gonna do is trace this curvature out. As Moya's holding that right there, I'm gonna go ahead and just put a straight edge on here. Line it up with the inner line, mark it out. Okay, so we got our template here. Go ahead and set it in there.
Good right there.
That looks pretty good. I'm gonna use a soapstone, mark the curvature. The next step, because we do have a nice square cut right here, I'm gonna go ahead and measure to where the inside of our template was. Now I got 5 7/8. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and rotate this beam 90 degrees. We are gonna mark what the inside of our template hit, which was 5 7/8. We're gonna try to mark that as best as we can in the center. Then measure this way, put another center mark, 4 inches, so right at 2. And then Moya here is gonna get a piece of 6-inch pipe. Okay, so we're gonna center this up, measure it out. So now that we've done that, we know that our pipe's centered up. I'm gonna go ahead and mark out the curvature on this other side. So the next step is Moya here is gonna go ahead and cut this beam. You guys just wanna cut right on your mark of your template and try to cut nice and straight. And then do the same thing on this side, right on the line. Okay, so on this other flange here, we're gonna go ahead and mark out and cut off the corners here. Yeah, so Moya here is gonna go ahead and grind it up, clean it up, get all that slag off. We're gonna be using a cone rock. Okay, we got it all cleaned up. I'll grind it up. Moya got it all ready for us. We're gonna get this I-beam, get it close to where it needs to be, mark up with the soapstone so we can clean up our fitting, get all that paint off. How's the level right there? It looks pretty good. We haven't fully squared it or checked it, but it looks very close. So we're gonna go ahead, mark it up. And what Moya's doing there is he's actually just marking up all the areas around where we're actually gonna be putting weld. Usually you weld these all the way around. You put a fillet weld all the way around it, everywhere you can. So he's just cleaning it. We're just gonna mark it up so we can clean it up, put a nice TIG weld on there. We're gonna be using a tiger disc. Moya here is using a center finder, and he's gonna mark, several marks across this exterior of the 90. That's gonna help us put a center line. We can keep our I-beam straight. All right, now we'll mark it up using a wraparound. So here we're just putting the wraparound to the edge of our center punch marks. So we're also gonna mark the center of our beam. When we go to fit this up, we're gonna line those 2 centers up. Okay, so got that marked up. We're gonna go ahead and start putting this I-beam where it's supposed to be. And this beam is gonna be flush with the bottom of this side of the pipe. Check our level here on our flanges. Our center line needs to come up a little bit. Okay, you wanna adjust that back jack, Andy, while I watch the center line up here in front. Okay, we're lined up here.
Oh, we're all fitted up here, and now Dave is about to start tacking it up.
All right, so I'm gonna put the first tack right here. Our next step is we are gonna go ahead and use this laser level here. We're gonna square this beam to make sure it's nice and straight in line with the pipe. To do that, we're gonna use a tape. So we're squared up there. Gonna go ahead and put a tack on the inside here. I have to pull our tungsten out a little bit to reach in there. Okay, so we're level right here on our pipe. How's it looking on that end, Andy?
go on this end.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, tack up here, tack down here. Keep the beam from going up and down like that. Stay straight with the pipe. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tack the bottom side. All right guys, so there you have it. Showed you guys how to lay out, cut, and fit up a dummy leg, an I-beam to pipe. Don't forget to visit weldlife.com, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys on the next one.